Hi, I'm here with Nikos Loutas from NATO. Welcome, Nikos.
Thank you. Thanks for inviting me.
So you're the head of NATO's Data and AI Policy Unit. Can you tell me a little about what that does, please?
Yeah, so we're a unit within the international staff of the organization, and what we're doing is we're helping the alliance do more with data and artificial intelligence. It sounds, I think, simpler than it is, but practically what we're doing is strategy and policy work that helps coordinate efforts across the 31 countries and the NATO organization, looking at how we can build data and AI capabilities, how we can protect ourselves from adversarial use of data and artificial intelligence, how we can prepare ourselves better, and all that in the context of responsible use of those technologies.
That's really exciting. So you spoke yesterday on AI risk policy. Can you tell me some take-homes of your presentation, please?
Yeah, it was a really interesting discussion with different panel members from different countries and international organizations. For me, the three key takeaways, I'd say, are first of all that we're all still on the same boat. We're having similar discussions and we're having similar questions, and that also events like today give us the opportunity to come together and talk about, I would say, in a relaxed environment and see how we can work together on those problems. So first one is nobody has yet cracked the nut. We all have work to do, each of us from our own perspective. The second is, because of the first point, there seems to be great need for international collaboration and cooperation on topics related to artificial intelligence governance and also data use and sharing of data. And the third point that I really want to emphasize, and it also came out of the discussion, is that as human beings, we're of course drawn very much to talking about the risks of artificial intelligence and all the things we have to be cautious and careful with. I would like there just to emphasize that we have to be equally interested and probably invest even more in the opportunities it creates. I'm an optimist by nature. I believe artificial intelligence has a lot of good things to offer, and we're going to see them in the coming years. And it is the work of people like myself and my colleagues to make sure that we do that in a responsible and safe way.
So NATO is obviously a huge organisation. It must have masses of data. Can you give me one of the positive use cases you just mentioned there?
Yeah. So, for example, one of the things we're looking at is how we can use data to understand the perception of people and societies of NATO. So we're looking at different sources of data, open source data mainly, to better understand how our communication messages, our policies are appealing to people in our constituencies, in the different alliance members, and then that actually helps us inform better our public diplomacy policy.
Well, that sounds amazing. Is quantum computing something that NATO is looking into?
Yes. So what we believe is actually that there's a cohort of emerging and disruptive technologies that we are looking at. Artificial intelligence was the first one where we went with a strategy and we're doing work. Quantum is coming up, and what we really think is that it's going to be at the edge of those technologies, at the combination of those technologies, where most of the benefits will be delivered.
Excellent. I think as you're talking about AI earlier, there's risks as well as benefits, and people might be slightly more aware of the risks now and the benefits longer term.
I think people are more aware of, definitely people are more aware of the risks at the moment, yes.
Yeah.
And I think that's why it's important for the public debate to talk also about the benefits. There will be significant benefits in our everyday life. I mean, technology has improved the lives of humanity over the last decades. AI is one more technology, it's probably much more disruptive than what we've experienced so far, but there will be benefits in the way we live every day, in our medical treatments, in our ways of working, in our ability to defend ourselves. So I'm really convinced about that and optimistic.
That's really interesting. So we were talking earlier, at a conference like this, you get to exchange ideas with people from a lot of different backgrounds and experiences. What kind of benefits do you get from being able to cross-fertilize ideas like that?
I think, first of all, having those conversations that help you listen to what other people are working but in itself gives you ideas also for your own work and how you can approach problems. So that's one thing. The second thing is that, as I mentioned at the beginning, we're all working on those similar problems and similar questions. Our work, it's a connected world. Our questions are connected, our problems are connected. It makes no sense to try to solve them in isolation. And then, of course, by talking to people, you get even more ideas. This is where innovation happens. And on the software side of things, you also build this network of people that you can rely on and give a call and say, hey, what do you think about that?
That's excellent, thanks. And what's on NATO's tech roadmap for the next few years?
So we're having a roadmap looking at different emerging and disruptive technologies, as I mentioned, with, for example, quantum computing coming up. If I look at artificial intelligence in particular, we had our first strategy agreed in 2021. We are moving ahead with the delivery of the strategy at pace, and at the same time we're looking now, informing ourselves by the recent developments with generative AI, but also the changing security landscape to see how our strategy should be adapted and reviewed in 2024. So there will be new actions coming up and new initiatives from the Alliance, and stay tuned for another 6 months.
Excellent. Thank you very much, Nikos.
Thanks for inviting me. Thank you.